Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum class. Welcome to English grade 8 video lessons. I hope that you're doing well. Students, today we are going to cover another students learning outcome from our chapter number 7 called A Mystic Place. We are going to talk about writing, and in writing we know that spelling words is very much important. So we will see that how we can spell multi-syllabic words, words that contain multiple syllables. Now, let's read our learning outcome. The SLO is use knowledge of letter sound correspondences, syllabification patterns, and morphology, and that includes roots, the root words, and affixes, which contains your prefixes and suffixes. We use this to accurately spell unfamiliar multisyllabic words in context and also out of context. So first we will talk about the letter sound correspondences. Then we will talk about what is a syllable. We will recall it. We already have learned about syllables. Now there are types of syllables and there are some patterns that we need to be aware of. And then we will talk about that how a word is divided into different parts according to the formation, according to the morphology of the word. There can be a root word and some words before or after the root word, which we call prefix and suffix respectively. Now students, you can see the vertical linkage, how it is linked with your previous grade's learning outcome. And to begin the lesson, I would like you to think about it. You can pause the video, think about this brainstorming prompt that we have for today. Now think about a word you have recently learned. How did you figure out how to spell it? Did you memorize the spellings or did you use your prior knowledge and broken down the word in different parts? Did you break it down into syllables? Did you recognize any prefixes or suffixes? Here, I hope that you're familiar with syllables. They are the different units in which we divide our words according to the speech, according to the sound. You can see the word watermelon over here divided into different chunks. This is a syllabification of the word watermelon divided into different syllables. Watermelon. So, the watermelon word has 1, 2, 3, and 4 syllables. It has 4 beats, and you can notice that in every chunk we have a consonant and a vowel. Consonant, vowel, and consonant. Consonant, vowel, and consonant, and then again we have our vowel and consonant. So we are following a pattern over here, and every syllable must contain a vowel letter or a vowel sound. This way we can divide any kind of long word into different syllables. We can have 4 syllables or 5 syllables or 6 syllables as well. So this is what we are going to learn when we are coming across different unfamiliar multisyllabic words, that we should be able to pronounce them according to the syllables. We can break it down and we can also spell it correctly. Now students, let's talk about letter sound correspondences. This is what you have been learning since your early grades. You are talking about the sound and the word that is starting with that sound. Now the letter sound, this has a relationship, or as we call it correspondences, refers to understanding the relationship between letters and sounds. So graphemes and phonemes, we connect them and make sense. For example, knowing that the letter C over here, this letter can make an S sound as well. This letter can also make a sound of K in cat, and this letter can also make the sound of S in city, and it can make the sound of K in cat. Now, we have different letters that function differently in our words. This is what we need to learn, the letter sound correspondences, so that we are clear about pronunciation and also the spelling. Next one is, students, syllabification. Syllabification is a process where we divide words into different syllables. And I hope that you are clear about what a syllable is. It is the unit which you break down a word. This is also called a beat. Now, for example, take the word butterfly. You can break down in different parts. Butterfly. Now, but how can we know that which chunk we are going to take? It is very simple. We are going to see what is the process of syllabification. Syllabification is a process of breaking a word into smaller parts that is known as syllables. So in syllabification, we are working with the syllables. Syllable is a small unit of a sound of a spoken or written word. It has at least one vowel sound. So where you have at least one vowel sound, you can actually divide it. So you can divide butterfly. Now this is a vowel, E is a vowel, and Y is also giving us the sound of A, which is also a vowel. It is an open vowel. So this way we can divide it into different syllables. Now, let's talk about an example over here. Now, syllable is possible without any consonants also, but vowel is mandatory. It means you must have a vowel in your breaking down of any word. For example, we have the word over here, pump. Now, can you see if it contains a vowel? Yes, U, the sound of U here is a vowel. So this is one vowel, which means that pump is one syllable. Whereas the word pumpkin over here, it has two vowels, so we can say that it can be divided with pump, one syllable, and kin, two syllables. So pumpkin has two syllables. In the first word, you have the word pump. It has one vowel, so it is a one syllable word. And in the second word, pumpkin, it contains two vowels, so we can say that it is a two syllable word. Now, here you can see some different types of syllables. Students, let's go through them. First one, you have a closed syllable. Why are we calling it closed? Because it ends in a consonant and it has a very short vowel sound. For example, the word cat. We have consonant, vowel, and consonant. So your vowel is very much closed between the sounds of consonant, and the sound of this vowel is very short. It is not cat, it is cat. Then we have open syllables. This ends with a vowel, and vowel has long sound. For example, if I take the word go, our vowel is in the open. There is no consonant over here, so we can prolong it and we can use a long vowel sound. For example, we can say go, go. We are stretching the sound of the vowel O over here. Then we have another type of a syllable which is called magic E. Why? Because it is ending with the silent E. It always ends with the word with the letter E. It makes a long vowel sound. It has one consonant between the vowel and the silent E. If you see this kind of pattern, you can easily recognize the type of the syllable, and it will help you in pronouncing and also spelling the word. We have the word cake over here. It is starting with consonant, ending with the letter E, and it has K in the middle. It means one consonant between the vowel A and the silent letter E. So this is cake, and we are prolonging the long sound. We are saying the vowel sound in a longer way. So this is cake. Then we have vowel team. It means two vowels making one sound. If you see the word boat, you can see that both O and A, they are your vowels, and they are teaming up together and they are giving you the sound boat. So this is what we call vowel team. When you have the R controlled syllable type, you have at least one vowel followed by R. For example, AR, all these vowels, ER, this is our vowel followed by the letter R. For example, the word star. Then finally we have consonant ending with LE, ends with a consonant and LE. For example, the word turtle, TURTLE. We are having the LE letter, group of letters at the end, and before that we have a consonant. So we can call it consonant LE syllable pattern. Now, all these different types, they are very much helpful, students. You need to memorize them. When there is a long vowel sound, you have to say the vowel in a longer way. And if you have short vowel sound, like in the word cat, you have to just shorten the vowel sound. All these different types of syllable patterns are very much important if you want to learn the process of syllabification. Now students, let's talk about some multisyllabic words. Multisyllabic means the words which have more than one syllable, maybe 3, maybe 5, 7. So, we have the word elephant. We can break it down. This is our vowel. Then we have the LE. It means we have consonant and vowel. We have consonant, consonant, vowel, consonant and consonant. So you can see that this can be divided into 1, 2 and 3 syllables. This is elephant. Fant is having one syllable, and your E and LE are two separate syllables. You can read these examples by yourself, how these words are broken down into different syllables according to the syllabification patterns. Now students, when we are talking about the morphology of any word, we are breaking down into roots and affixes. For example, the word unbelievable, you can break it down. We know that the word is believe. Believe is our root word. And you can add prefix, un, and then a suffix. So this will become unbelievable. So you can break it down into 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 syllables. And each syllable you can see contains a vowel. You have the word happiness, where the root word is happy. Then you add the suffix s, N-E-S-S. So it becomes happiness. Misunderstanding. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 syllables. And you can see that the root word is understand. Miss is the prefix, and ing is the suffix that is added after the root word. So you can also use the morphology, the knowledge of morphology, to break down the syllables of any multisyllabic words. Moving on to this chart over here, you can see and you can practice with these words that have 4 and 5 syllables in each one of them. So you can break them down according to the lesson that we have learned. You can recognize whether they are open syllable, closed, magic E, etc. So you can practice with the list, and here you can see these different patterns, different rules. We have VCCV, where we have a vowel, consonant, consonant, and vowel. So basket can be divided in the middle. Cabin, K is one syllable and cab is one syllable, and then you have in. So this is the way that you're dividing the different kinds of words into different syllables. You can see and note down these patterns of VCV, VCCCV. So all these division patterns are very much important if you want to break down words into different parts. You can watch this simulation link for extensive information, and for the worksheet, we have included these different words where you have to do the syllabification process and find out how many syllables each word contains. For the homework students, divide the following multisyllabic words into syllables and spell out these words, unfamiliar syllabic words. Now, what was the purpose of learning this learning outcome? It was to spell different multisyllabic words. So the whole lesson is focusing on the way you can divide words into syllables and also how you can actually spell it correctly. Dear learners, these resources are added for your better understanding. You can get a skill sheet with a worksheet so you can practice your knowledge and the main lesson. Thank you so much, students. I hope that you have understood it very well. I will see you in the next video lesson. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.